G.fast technology has been a hot topic in telecommunications for the last 2 to 3 years, and one of the major international companies starting deployment all around the world is Calix. I'm joined today by Senior Marketing Director Craig Thomas. Craig, how has G.fast gone from possibility to reality so quickly?
That's a great question. For the last 12 months, even 18 months, we've all been occupied as an industry on the lab trials, the pilots, the earliest pilots, of what is the reality that G.fast can deliver. Well, actually, the technology is maturing really quickly, utilising existing infrastructure to deliver super high copper broadband speeds. So that from a Calix perspective, we've moved from that early proof of concept work into real live commercial deployments exceptionally quickly. Now that we've got dozens of customers with thousands of ports of G.fast, because the demand is now and the technology has already proven itself into live deployments.
And why is it so appealing to service providers?
Well, it's not just speed. Yes, a lot of the noise and the hype has been about the speeds that you can deliver with G.fast, whether that's on a single copper pair around 800 megabits, and with Calix, now that we're bonding that and having bonded G.fast solutions, so you can truly offer a gigabit and above a gigabit speeds over the copper pair. That's great. That's speed. That's wonderful. But one of the key benefits is that we are now solving what has been one of the hardest deployment scenarios for service providers inside those large MDUs or apartment buildings. A large percentage of the population live in MDUs. Whether you're in North America, Asia, Europe, Middle East, South America, there's a large population living in MDUs. And some of those MDUs are also very variant, that people have short-term lets, long-term lets, or live there permanently. So what we're seeing here is using the existing infrastructure, whether that's Cat3 copper pairs, coax, or whatever copper technology. You can use G.fast simply and quickly with that existing infrastructure to offer a fiber gigabit-like speed, but using the existing infrastructure, copper or coax.
So this is more great news for the copper infrastructure, but how far can we take G.fast?
Great question. We're on Amendment 1 and working on Amendment 2 of G.fast now. We're doubling the spectrum in future amendments, but we're also now looking at more viable, deployable technologies that G.fast needed. So the ability to dynamically change the upstream and downstream ratios so that when the traffic isn't being used for downstream, you can dynamically change that for upstream. Not just having to have a fixed, whether that was an 80-20 ratio between downstream and upstream. Now we're going to be looking at dynamically changing that. We're moving up and doubling past the 106 megahertz to 212 to get even greater speeds. And we're now looking at technologies that enable us to deploy VDSL2 and move quickly to G.fast with zero-touch provisioning. Because not everyone's going to move to G.fast tomorrow, but they will do it at one time, and you don't want to keep sending engineers out there at the same time every single time a single user changes. So we're making it more reliable, faster, and also more simple to deploy and migrate to those super G.fast speeds.
Now, I think within Calix it's part of a platform that you call AXOS. Tell us how that all fits in.
Well, we're seeing great success with our AXOS platform, first of all. We've got over 50 customers already moving to AXOS. Superb upturn, and seeing the benefits of having an operating system and a platform that is fast, always on, and simple. Now, why is that important to G.fast? Well, first of all, you're now looking at increasing the number of live network elements, managed network elements in a service provider's network, but maybe 5 or even 10-fold. We had hundreds of DSLAMs in the central office. We had thousands of MSANs in the cabinet. You can now see scenarios where we have tens of thousands or even more inside the DPU, that last distribution point, or especially in MDUs. Now you need to have something that is going to scale. It's fast to deploy. You can't be having engineers out there spending a week to deploy a single unit. They've got to be in there, reduce the skill levels, and deploy really, really fast within hours, if not minutes. Always on. Now you've got thousands or tens of thousands of network elements. How do you upgrade them? How do you do new software levels, new functionality as we just spoke about? And also, how do you even bug fix? Even Calix equipment has to have some bug fixes. Well, to be able to do that to tens of thousands of units without any service disruption, no maintenance windows, always on in the true video world. Now that's a key element of AXOS. And simple, to migrate into existing OSS, BSS systems, but also show them that true path, because it's built from the ground up to be ready for SDN world. And SDN is coming to the access network, not just to the core network. And that's one of the fundamentals of AXOS.
Okay, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, Brian.